Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608 and today I am playing StarMade. And I have a very basic factory set up here. And today I want to show a practical example. We talked more about theory of factories yesterday. And today I want to show a practical example. We're going to build a paint machine. So I have here my basic setup. I have a cargo block with all these different stuff in it and 3 million volume. I also have a capsule refinery, which I have not turned on. So the capsule refinery is going to refine all these capsules, and main cargo is going to pull them back in. All right, at 500 a tick, which is probably not enough, but hey, it works. And I have these buttons here and lights, so I can turn on and off either the storage pull or the factory pull. In fact, that needs some more, or actually needs some of these. Let's see, let's give it a little storage here so it can do its job. Actually, yeah, let's cap that at 25,000. Okay. There we go. So now I'm not gonna overtax it. All right. Let's see, and that should be pulling 500 each. Oh, very good. So that way I won't have a backup in my system, and this will whine about having too much cargo and all that jazz. Anyway, paint. What we're going to need for paint, and why are we going to build a paint machine? So we can have paint, so you can get all these pretty colors. It's a machine I recommend you build in your factory. Let's see, so you will need a basic factory. We're going to get some logic, and and some pipes and whatnot. And let's see, what types of paint? There's yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green, white, and black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 paints. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to do like this, and we're going to put this, and we're going to say paint machine. All right, and we're going to put a light here. This is just an indicator light saying whether the machine's on or less than on, and a button. And let's do we're gonna do a flip. Nah, we're not gonna do the flip-flop. We're not gonna get that advanced. We're gonna just do a regular activation module. The machine's on, the machine's off. All right, let's start off. We need 8 paints. So we're gonna do a buffer here. A buffer here, and then let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because everyone knows there are only 8 colors on the rainbow. All right, so let's change production, and we want paint. Start off with black paint. What you need for black paint, you need tech capsules. All right. Change production. Paint. Blue paint. You need Larimar capsules. Change production. Pay. Every green. That should be Varus capsules. Yep. And change production to pay. Orange paint. And I'm just going down the line here. A is purple paint. Now, these paints are made from the terrain blocks. The stuff you get from asteroids, each of those can be used to make a color of some sort. Let's see, and we need white, so we're going to paint white and paint yellow. Let's see, and that just needs Lucra. White paint needs Dolom. What are you? Your red paint, you need Cinnabar. Purple paint needs Sigil. I think I threw some Sigil in there. Orange is Chabaz. Green is Varus. Blue is Larimar. And black is Tect. Now, what some people do, and actually I think this is a cool idea, is they come and they mess up their inventory they'd worked so hard for, and they grab the various and sundry paints. And let's see, that was black paint, so like black paint, and this is blue paint. Blue paint, so they know what machine's making what. It'd be nice if we producing green paint. Green paint. Set orange paint. And so on and so forth. Purple paint. And this is what paint actually looks like. It's a great decorative block, like a pipe. So it's another reason you might want some, is because it's a nifty it is a nifty block just to build with. And we're gonna see, and they link up with the pipes fairly nicely. Even though actually with this particular setup you'd come up with a horrible color. Isn't there brown paint? No, there's not brown paint, but to get a brown block you have to mix paints. All right. So we are now going to not do that. We're going to come down and we're going to come behind the machine and do another activation module. So this activation module ties to this one, and this one will tie to all of these. Why did you do it down here? So you don't see the logic. So now these are off, and they're on. All right. So now here comes the painful part. Now this is great if you have line of sight. You can link that, so now these will be pulling from the main cargo. C on the thing, V on the thing, C on the thing, V on the thing, C on the there, and then you want to come back this way, except you can shift V for these. So now these will produce one paint and they will drop one. Well, we're gonna turn off the auto pull there, turn on our machine, we'll watch it. No, tick, and it has one paint. One paint. Always check your machines, always check your logic and check your factories. Make sure you don't have a clog somewhere, right? So then we hit this button, and with this tick, it'll start pulling the paint we're producing. There we go. Now this is what is called a trickle machine. A trickle machine is a machine that, or a trickle factory, is you don't necessarily want to produce 10 trillion paint units a second. Maybe you might use paint, you might not, and you can use these factory enhancers to give it a little more paint. So now we're making 2 paint per tick, and it'll just slowly set and tick away, making paint, just trickling paint into the main cargo. So next time when you're ready to use it, right, there's 14 and 13 and 12. How did the paint get off? That's weird. Anyway, so you just set this, forget it, and then when you go to use paint, then you have paint ready. And let's say you like to build in red, just add a few more of these. So now we're producing 5 red every tick. Then select that one, 5 black every tick, and that's actually gonna do 6 yellow in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, well, that's 5 yellow. All right. So those are the ones I recommend. I use black, red, and yellow mostly. Probably be good to have white on there as well. Just an extra little bit of those. I seldom use blue, green, yellow, and purple, so it's all right if they only. In fact, I could probably even take those down just to 1. And now when I go to need paint, paint is here. Or if I have a particular ratio, so if I have another factory On the other side of the factory floor, another factory machine. And oops. And this factory, oh no, I don't want to select that. This factory, its job is to make black hull. So let's activate change production, black basic armor. And for that you need gray basic armor and black paint. So we're going to come down here and we're going to go basic. No. Change production. I'm getting ahead of myself. Gray basic armor. And we're going to pull from there. And we're going to pull from here and there. So this factor, or this main unit here is not pulling from... Hold on. Oh, my hand's on the wrong key. That's why. So this factory is pulling from the main, producing gray basic armor, except I don't have any materials for it. But the main factory cargo isn't pulling from it, so it's just kind of sitting there. So they will remain there until they're used. And in this one, it's producing black armor, black basic armor. It's pulling paint from the main cargo, not from the paint machine. I pull everything from the main cargo. And the main cargo is pulling the black basic from it. So, all right, so let's see, we're making how much? 3 paint to 1. So we'll need to tick this up so it makes 6. So now we can set up our ratio. So this setup, once I get some crystal or metal and crystal in here, they should, we're just going to oh, not that much ferret. Oops. No, stop that. Go away. And some masset ore. We're going to let that tick a few times. There we go. So now I have crystal composite and metal mesh. So now you should be creating... Oh, Vertikine. Wait a minute. You need Vertikine for basic armor? Okay. It's been a few days since I played, or not played. It's been a few days since I've actually done building. They've Quickfire and Power 2 changed crafting, and I haven't done much crafting since then because I didn't want to have to unlearn and relearn the system. So there we go. Oh. Put those in the wrong spot. Anyway, so now this should be producing gray basic armor. Except this is pulling it immediately out as soon as it ticks. It's pulling so you don't ever see it. And it's producing 2. The paint is producing 6. And you need 3 paint per black armor. So now I have a trickle factory that's producing black basic armor. And it's at the ratio set, so there's no loss in production. Black paint won't stockpile. Well, it has slightly because it was running for a while beforehand. But yeah, if you keep ratios in mind, it'll make your life a little easier, and you'll have a much more elaborate setup than, well, you might not, but might have a more elaborate setup, and that will tell you how many of these you need for the paint. But this is a real handy machine to have. In fact, it probably is a good one to build one you like, then template it. Then plop it down, because you can put factories and templates. All right. Well, that was fun. It's been a while since I've actually built a factory. Why on earth does this cost Vertikine? Because now it has armor qualities. Used to it was basically a display block, but I guess now it does have some armor qualities, so they made it more expensive. Vertikine's a pain to get a hold of because you have to go near a star to find it. Typically, the asteroids closest to the star, probably these two, are going to be full of Vertikine. You might find some here or on some planets, but nearest the stars, are closer to the star, the better chance of finding Vertikine, which also provides the tech block. on those asteroids. So basically, you can mass produce black basic armor just from a Ferdikine tacked asteroid. That's neat, isn't it? Anywho, I have been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I will dig you cats later.